Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
This is an urgent alert to anyone eligible to vote. Whether you vote is a matter of public record. Your friends, your family, your boss, anyone can check and see if you voted this year. Who you vote for is private. Whether you vote is not, and will be on your record forever. Vote by mail, vote early in person, or on November 5th. Don't get caught skipping this important task.
Paid for by Story Network Foundation.
Hello.
Hello. Happy Fisting Friday.
How are you doing, Megan?
Off kilter. We just spent like half an hour trying to set up a new virtual recording way. And like, I feel naked without my phone.
I do too. As instinct, I kept trying to touch a phone. But
Yeah.
but that's fine. It's going to make us more present.
And you know, that's what we need. We do need to be more present. So that's, stay tuned for that, everybody. Yeah, this is obviously coming out before then. I feel like I have a lot of headroom too.
You do, but you're also slouching, which you weren't before. Are you sitting on your butt cushion?
Of course I am.
Me too.
I can't do it any other way.
But yeah, it should be higher quality when we do, but am I wrong? And don't blame me. We'll see. And if you want to see, you'll have to join our Patreon.
Please do.
It's a good time. I have a great time.
It's a really fun time. We enjoy it. It's a hoot and a holler, and you can make new friends.
So if you're listening, we're gonna live stream. If you're listening on Friday, when this actually comes out, we'll be live streaming later today, so you can join the fun.
Please join the fun. Join us. Join us. Join us. So I got my hair done this week. And I encountered something that, as far as my memory has served me, has only ever happened one other time in my life. And you're actually familiar with this because of a podcast you used to work on. This was one of the core conversation topics, which was, I almost shit myself.
Worst pants shitting story.
And the story I told Grace was, I was like, as far as I know, like in my adult life, knock on wood, I have not shit my pants, but I've gotten like dangerously close. And I told a story. I think the one I said, it was like at a nail salon. Like I was getting my nails done and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be okay. And I had that experience driving on my way to my hair appointment. And my hair appointment is in the South Bay. Like it is Hermosa Beach. Like it is far. There is traffic. And I was like,
so what? You'll drive that far for your hair, but you won't drive that far for your teeth?
Yeah. Yeah, no. And, you know, I had to, first of all, I wasn't making a rash decision. I thought about it. And I thought, yeah. Also because, like, I would have never, like, if I was, like, searching for a hairstylist and I found a hairstylist that was in Hermosa, like, that was that far away to start, I would have never gone to her. Like, she moved there.
She moved, okay.
Yeah, no. Because like, I wouldn't have, like, even looked in that radius. But if, like, someone else I, like, loved, I would be like, okay, I'll do this. But, yeah, so I was driving there. And, like, in the morning, like, my tummy was just, like, you know, a little off. But it was, I was like, this will be fine. I'll be fine. I'm not that worried about it. And then in the car, I was like, I literally had to unbutton my pants. And I was like, I'm not okay. And then here's the thing. I thought I was going to be totally fine because I was like, first of all, I don't want to like pull over and like go into a business and have a conversation with them. If they say no, like I've done a lot of movement now. Now there's like a lot of like, it's not like I'm having to talk, I'm having to go work through these cold sweats and all of that stuff. And it's just like, that is terrifying to me versus at my hair salon, like she rents out her own little thing, like in a big building. So it's just that bathroom. It's only her and like me and her assistant. And her and I are very close. I've like known her for years. And she would not be weirded out if I was like, I'm so sorry, I like have to, like I wouldn't need to talk to her. I would be like, bathroom. She'd be like, got it. Don't worry. So I was like, I just want to wait for that because there is no, there won't be anyone in there. Like there just will not be any variables. And then as soon as I was like thinking like, well, maybe I should like try and stop somewhere. Like maybe I should like, let's think this through. And I was like, no, I'll be fine. And then I drove past a Barnes and Noble, and you know how Barnes and Noble is, which is the automatic thing of that's where you go to poop. Even just reading the word Barnes and Noble, I said, I'm going to have to pull over. But I missed that one. And I was like, Megan, if there was any place for you to fucking pull over and run to their bathroom, don't even speak to anybody.
Yes.
Know that a stall is going to be open and like shit your brains out. It's Barnes and Noble. And I was like, well, fuck, I've passed it. I can't make a loop. And like, you know, then it just becomes like the stress of that. And I was like, that's too much. And then just as I was like resigned to the fact that, and I thought I then started manifesting it because POTS is like very hard, even like standing is the worst, but sitting without like legs extended is also like really hard. So usually after every time I have like a hair appointment where I'm sitting for a while, I'm like dead by the end. Like I'm like not doing well. And so this time I not only wore my compression socks, I was like, I'll bring leggings. But my biggest my biggest trigger is heat, and leggings will make me overheat, but they're better compression. So I was like, I'll bring leggings with me in case I get there. You know, the AC's on, I'm fine. I'm not like, it's not about like the moving from the car to all of those kinds of factors. And I'm just stationary. That probably will be beneficial, and I can just have them just in case. And I was like, did I manifest this by bringing a second pair of pants? Because like, I was like, oh my God. Like, and then I was like thinking, I was like, I guess and I was like going through all of the things of like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to work with this? And then like a fucking oasis amidst a desert, I just see a gas station. And when I say gas station, I mean a brand new gas station. Beautiful, sparkly, clean. I pull in. It looks like every gas station I've ever been in before on a road trip. I know exactly where to go to find the bathroom. It's a single stall straight to the back. It is just me. Nobody is in there. And the man working behind the counter doesn't even make eye contact because he knows. I walk in with sunglasses on, with my big old bag. There's my laptop in it. And I just book it. And then I texted the hairstylist being like, hey, so sorry, quickly had to blow up a bathroom. I'll be right there. And as soon as I got there, she was like, do you want to use the bathroom? Like, feel free anytime. Just like, let me know. Like, go for it. Like, we've all been there. And I was like, thanks. But Mott's almost DoorDashed me Pepto because he was like, afterwards, he was like, are you feeling better? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know that I'm in the clear. And thankfully I was. I definitely felt a little off that night when I got home. But usually like the anxiety and stress of my body, I can really will my IBS to being an IBC in public. Not this time.
I am on Reddit, as you all know. And late night at Reddit, late night, I mean 1, 2 in the morning, things get weird in the subreddits I'm in because the moderators aren't up.
Oh.
And there's one that I'm in called like Unexpected, where people post videos. They're usually funny, hee-haw videos, no. Where like you don't expect the ending. They're funny. But the other day I was on, it had to be 2 in the morning, and there's a video of a woman at what appears to be maybe a Chipotle, some type of restaurant. Mm-hmm. And she's arguing with the person at the counter because they won't let her use the bathroom because she hasn't bought food yet. And she pulls several napkins out of the dispenser and places them on the counter, and then has one in her hand, and then just leans over and shits, pulls her pants down. She leans against the wall and shits. And I know that it was serious because there was no force. She just went and then took it and threw it at the... That's where she went too far.
I'm so sorry.
Throwing it at the person.
This is the part that's crazy. I thought the unexpected part was the shitting. No, the unexpected was the throwing of the feces.
It just kept getting worse. And he was like a teenage boy. You know, he was just following protocol. So now she probably also has some, because that's public indecency in front of a minor. So she probably has some several charges against her.
Also, Chipotle has had E. coli consistently since 2019. So, like, that's not helping them either.
No. So it was disgusting. I was angry. I immediately reported it. But I also understood where she could be coming from, where you just have to go. I was on her side till she threw the shit at the child.
Yeah, well, because I also don't want to touch my own shit. Like,
yes.
I want to get it there as fast as possible.
She caught it in the napkin and threw it at him.
Oh, so it was premeditated.
Yes, that's what she like went and grabbed the napkin. It's like she knew everything. No. She knew everything she was doing. So that's where I understood the shitting, but also like if you have to go that bad, maybe just step outside and go.
Yes, mostly because there are cameras and there are other patrons there, and like, am I concerned about ruining their appetite? No. I'm concerned about people seeing me like shitting my brains out in public and then taking a pic, and then I'm never going to live that down. Like, I think about that woman who shit herself in the plane. But the one who just like, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think about it every single day that I'm not even her, but the way that I hope I continue to never know what her face looks like. And she must live every day. Cause like her face has never been revealed as far as I know. Like they're like, we're not going to do that. I don't know that people on the plane don't have pictures and they're not just, I'm not going to do it. And like, you don't know that like at one point that could happen. And then, oh my God, that is your life from now on. Shitting yourself in public is embarrassing enough, but having your face attached to it, and then it's on Reddit.
Yeah. And this was clearly coming from a security camera. So the people that work there posted it.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Who you vote for is private. But everyone will know if you voted or not. It's a matter of public record. And when this election is decided by a handful of votes in your neighborhood, you don't want your friends and family to know you let them down. Voting is easy. Make a plan to vote by mail, vote early in person, or on November 5th. Make sure people know you did your civic duty.
Paid for by Story Network Foundation.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Wow. And this is, I'll say though, when I worked at TCBY, we were not allowed to like let people use the bathroom or whatever. If there was a parent in there or like an adult with like a little kid, I would be like, go for it. Like, for me, I'm like, if you are having an emergency and like human to human, I can tell if it's an emergency. One of them is my boss is going to be mad at me for letting you use our nasty bathroom. And the whole thing is like, you have to escort. So like you'd have to, I would make it the whole thing of being like, I will do it. But like, I'm going to have to walk there the whole time because like, there are like things that are dangerous. Therefore I'm going to be there. I'm not going to like leave you in privacy that like, you'll shut the door and then I'm standing outside the door. But I have to deal with those repercussions for my boss or I have to clean up whatever fucking mess. That's what I was going to say.
Like, it's either cleaning up the mess or taking them to the bathroom that they don't want people to see. Or, you can't wait. I don't care. Using the bathroom it's not a luxury. Using the bathroom is a human necessity and a right. So I don't think that bathrooms should be locked. I don't think they should just be for customers only. If you have to go, you have to go.
Yeah.
Would you prefer me to piss on this floor?
What's that TikTok audio about pissing on the floor? It's like piss on the floor. Something. But it's something like that. But yeah, like that's just like
I don't know.
And as someone who's a barfer, throwing up is very different because throwing up, I don't need a bathroom to do that. There is no nudity involved unless like, it's a stomach flu. And then ideally I would like to strip totally naked and throw up.
Get the
but it's actually not fundamentally imperative in order to complete the task of throwing up. It's just more comfortable. So that to me, it's like, it's like, well, who knows what it'll be? I'm like, no, I know what it'll be. It'll either be shit or pee. There's only two options of what that will be and what that will happen as. And like this whole thing of being like, well, you don't know what people are going to do in your bathroom. I go, well, I'd rather them do it in the bathroom where I can at least shut the door and then deal with it 20 minutes later than do it in the front of the establishment or inside where they're paying customers.
And it's also a classist thing. Like the real reason they're doing it is because they don't want unhoused people using the bathroom.
Yeah. And that's also why we've gotten rid of public bathrooms, which I'm like, that's so odd that then you also yell when there is like anything in the streets. And I'm like, cool. So they can't go to bathrooms at businesses and they also can't, we've shut down all the public restrooms. And then we're like, can you believe they're using the restroom in the street? And I'm like
where else are they going to go?
I can believe that. Like that to me is the logical next step. And you know what? It was almost me as well. So it was what a close call. It really like reminded me of my own mortality and like, and just like, at the end of the day, like we can be stressed about so many different things, but like in that moment, all that mattered was me and my bowels. And I really felt like I was connected to like the primitive state of like the need base of things and then just drinking a lot of water to get undehydrated. But yeah, so just, I would like to send a huge shout out to, I am not a Crohn's girly, but just know Crohn's girlies, I think of you all the time. And most people with IBS, specifically like IBS-D, we think of you all the time. And when I'm dealing with this, I just know that you guys are really the strongest soldiers out there. So shout out to those hotties with Crohn's. Shout out to Pete Davidson. He has Crohn's. Okay. I'm not just going to start naming celebrities with Crohn's.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. That's yeah. So that's my story.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Speaking of shitting your pants, I went to a haunted house last week. Well, it was the hayride.
Oh, yes.
And that was fun. It was very corny, very cheesy. We had VIP tickets, so we didn't have to wait.
Okay, Rich.
Okay, Costco giving discounts. That's the only reason we went, because they were like $30.
Oh. And I know that it's not even your Costco membership.
Nope.
She's never stepped foot in one.
Never stepped foot in one. And so, like, that was fine. We also, since we were VIP, the wagon, I guess, is the contraption that you're riding in. It was maybe 10 people on it, and we were 6 of those people. So that it was very fun. Then we get off, and I was like, oh, that was cool. That's it, but that's cool. No. There's 3 haunted houses there.
Did you know what you were signing up for?
I did not know what I was signing up for. One of them was Janelle Monáe. She created one.
Whoa. I'm sorry. What?
So I walk in and there's like a screen. And I was like, that looks like Janelle Monáe, but why would her face be here? And then as you're going through it, I won't spoil it for anyone that may be attending in Los Angeles. There's screens all over the place and like jump scares and stuff, and it's all her. And I was like, no, that's definitely Janelle Monáe.
Shut up, dude. What?
Yes. There's people running around. There's like screaming. There's all this. That one actually, least scary one out of the 3. I didn't know that it was going to be like, the sign didn't say Janelle Monáe would be in there. There was nothing to indicate it till you went inside. Samantha said it was on the website, but I didn't buy tickets, so I didn't need to go to the website. So that was very unexpected. I know she loves Halloween.
But I didn't even know this was like a natural next step to loving Halloween.
Me either.
Is like being the face of a haunted house.
Yes.
And she's like, is she in like the new Haunted Mansion or something? Like, was it branded?
No.
Oh, it was just a passion
Disney.
project.
No,
it was just a full passion project.
Yes. Yes.
I love that for her.
Then we go to this other one, and it's like butcher inspired.
Just
dead
a general
animal,
butcher, not like a specific famous butcher.
No, just animal parts hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
That one, I did not like it all because you have to walk around said animal parts. There's also, you know, people that are in scary costumes running around, screaming. Didn't like it. There's a third one. I don't remember what that theme was. And that was the longest one. That was a maze. It was awful. We had a good time though. I will say, had a good time. Not fun. Good time, but not fun.
No, I know. That is what the catchphrase of all haunted houses should be. And good time, did not have fun.
And I was told that, you know, they don't get close to you.
Oh, you said that before.
No, they were right up on you. They didn't inadvertently touch, but like I could feel breath on my neck.
No. So that is where, for me, that's how I know you're too close.
Yeah.
If there is, and I even do that with Mons. If Mons and I are cuddling and his breathing is wind on me, I go, no, we have to relocate. We have to switch this up. That to me is like, that increases my cortisol levels. And like, I actually cannot be held responsible for how I react to someone else's breath on my body.
I was literally, because I knew how I would react. So I kept my hands, I held my own hands and interlaced and crossed it over my chest so that I would not react. So that's how I was walking through. My arms were sore afterwards because I was clenching so hard. Around the like grounds, there are also people running around and with chainsaws and things. And for some reason, they all kept coming up to me. And so what I would do, instead of being scared, I would just have a normal conversation with them. And then they would break character and they would like actually like, oh.
Take your psychology out. First of all, don't name that place because those scare actors, they're just breaking left, right, and center.
Yeah. So they came up, like one of the guys, and I was like, I really like your outfit. That is such ghostly swag. And he tried to like not laugh.
Wait, that's good.
Yeah. So
those are all the rejects from Not Scary Farm. Because those ones,
they don't break. The ones inside the haunted house, they weren't breaking. It was the ones that were just like walking around.
The people haunters.
Yeah. There was a band there. That was interesting.
Were they alive? Were they like a skeleton band? Or like a real band?
They were a real band that had followers because people were lining up to see them.
Do you think it was a wizard rock band?
I could see them being a wizard rock band. They were doing a lot of just normal songs, but like in a spooky way.
Was Ingrid Nelson's ex-boyfriend there? Because he was in a wizard rock band.
I don't know who that man is, so I didn't meet her. I didn't meet her until she was into women. So
yeah, well, he was not good.
Okay,
but yeah.
But you know. 3 out of 6 of us had asthma, and there's a hay
fog
everywhere.
Machines? Oh.
And fog machines.
Ooh.
We were fine when we were there. The next day, not even the next day, that night, I was so coughing, congestion, could not breathe. I took a regular Claritin, still couldn't breathe. And this is after I've showered, been in the steam, getting everything off me. Regular Claritin, couldn't breathe. Then took a Claritin D. Still really couldn't breathe. And those things open you up.
Those things dry you out.
Plus with the added of the other Claritin I had taken an hour before. Then I took NyQuil.
Yep.
Finally, this was around 4 o'clock in the morning. And I angled my adjustable bed so that I just had my head up a little bit. Finally went to sleep. Next day, woke up completely fine, except blowing my nose. There's just black stuff coming out of it.
Shut the fuck up. That's the fog machine.
And coughing. So they were blowing not just like fog, but they were blowing
debris.
Puffs of air directly. Like when you were in the hayride, there were like jump scares where they were blowing it directly in your face. And it was awful. And yeah. So I texted and I was like, how's everybody feeling today? Because there were also plans to get up to go to a pancake jamboree.
Where the fuck do you guys find this shit? And I say this like knowing most of these people and knowing the things that you guys will invite me to. And I'm like, you're always finding things.
Just random shit.
And half the stuff is like, a lot of times stuff they find is free. And I go, Mott's and I go to a version of this that costs money.
Yeah. So like, we were going to the pancake jamboree where they had a full spread. It was all like you can eat for $8 or something. Exactly. Like, all you can eat for $8 at the firehouse, which was just a donation.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't eat. I could probably have one pancake and be sick. So not like if they have bacon and things worth my time. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, no. Actually,
all you can eat pancakes doesn't really do much for
but
you.
It is $8. So, but I was like, how's everybody doing? And everybody's like, I did not sleep. I took 3 different medications. We were all terrible. But so nobody ended up going to the pancake. But we were like, we don't ever need to do this again. New experience, but never again. We'll stick to pumpkin
You checked
carving.
it off.
We do try new things quite often. We usually hate them. They usually backfire. This one, we liked it in the moment, but everybody, even people that didn't have asthma, not good.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. There is that shit is so terrifying to me. And as someone who has, worked in those spaces, both paid and unpaid,
which you didn't go explain
no,
last week.
Up
we
again,
skipped
and I was like,
over it, but we will be bringing this back up now.
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to See You Next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
The way that as soon as they start blowing, like not just like fog or mist or whatever in the air, they're doing things of like, there's like particles of like whatever or any of that. That happened on, I don't know if legally I should say, that happened on a paid thing I was on.
You talked about it.
In the span of, and take in mind like, when this is happening, we're supposed to be in like, we're wearing like gas masks for the show, the TV show, not like for like our own protection or health or whatever like that. And so we're like pretty covered, quote unquote, covered up because that is a part of the story is that like we're having to go outside to venture outside to like, I don't even remember what the fuck we were getting, but like we needed to get something or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it is us, even though we're all in gas masks and like it could kind of be our stand-ins. Like you really couldn't tell because the whole thing's ADR too. And my stand-in and I, like, we were pretty similar. So it was definitely one of those things that I was like, you technically you can't even tell this is me. But so rapidly, I don't even know how quickly it's like that they have those things on. And very quickly, I'm like, I am just getting kind of hot. then they're like, okay, like, and it's hot outside. And everyone's like, we gotta take a water break. And take a water break. And the makeup artist is just like pulls me and is like, I guess has been looking at me on monitor. And she goes, something is happening to you. And I was like, what do you mean? And she like lifts up my sleeve. My whole body is on fire in fucking hives. I'm like getting like, all the cuts that I have are like getting red and swollen. Like any like little things that I've had before this. But like my whole body is just like, my eyes are bloodshot. Like everything is just on fire. And I was like, yeah, I'm just like really hot and like itchy. And like my nose is running, like my throat was hurting and all of that stuff. And to the point where we were shooting at a school, but it was summertime. The medic gets me on a golf cart and says, we gotta do protocol. And I was like, what's protocol? Like, what are you talking about? And take in mind, it's also physical stuff. So we're like climbing up things. So like I'm getting bruises. Like I'm like, my skin's rubbing against things as I'm already having this reaction. And he just hands me a towel, has the makeup artist go with me, and drops me off in the shower and says, you need to wash your entire body. And then we're going to try and figure out what this was. But they like couldn't, they like took them a lot. They were like, we don't know. And then they were just like, okay, Megan, if we have this thing going on, you just like can't be here. Cause it also like took a while for it to like all come down, and they're trying to use like Visine in my eyes. Cause they look so bloodshot. And yeah, it's one of the, I gotta say, it's one of the dangers of the spook and trade, of the haunting trade. Yeah. And so I guess go ahead.
I was going to say, the people that are actually working there, I don't know how they're going home every night.
Yeah. So that's like the part that like they're supposed to do that kind of stuff like pretty sparingly, because like fog machines and everywhere. Yeah, and any of that stuff is kind of like, that's fine. But anytime you have like a moving of like blowing of air, you need to make sure that like everything's really clean. So like you're not blowing dust or like construction kind of debris. And then if you are doing like debris kind of stuff, you're not supposed to do like a continuous thing of that. And like it shouldn't be all the time, like, because it does give people reactions. But yeah, so my unpaid one was, and I'm going to give the precursor, like I don't like scary things. We've said this before. I don't
either.
Yeah, I don't like being haunted. Like I've never have. It's not like, oh, I used to love horror movies, now I don't. Like, no. I have always fundamentally to my core hated this shit. Like
Me too.
I jump if like a bird flies into the window and I'm like,
you are the
clutching my
jumpiest
pearls.
person that I've ever met. But I also do not like scary stuff. And every single person that I told that I was going was like, why? Like, why are you going?
Yeah, why are you putting yourself through that? So this is also why I've auditioned for so many horror things and I've done well in that, because they're like, she's so naturally afraid. And I go, I am naturally afraid. So growing up though, Halloween was like very big in specifically like our count, like just where we lived, because there's a ton of kids, ton of families, and it's very safe. So like trick-or-treating was this like big massive thing, like you drop on the end of this like long Sleepy Hollow, all of this kind of stuff. So like Halloween was like big, it was major. And then even smaller than that, within my own specific town, Halloween would be like very big, because it's like a very like Gilmore Girls style-esque town, very picturesque, and also like Marin's not, I would say like a good amount of people celebrate Christmas, but like there's also a ton of Jewish people there too. So like it wasn't like a crazy Christmas town. We're definitely more like Halloween centric. And then within that, my elementary school and like the friend, like the adults and like their kids, the parents of like my social circle were Halloween fucking fiends. All of these parents were absolutely addicted to making their front porch the most terrifying experience for trick-or-treaters.
And they
would like, yes, yeah, they would giggle and they would like, they would love it. And as like the children of these people, we were like, you guys are sick fucks. Like you're just trying to, we're all like 8. And it was like, what the fuck? But the absolute tippy top of like that obsession was my friend who was a year younger than me, her dad. And again, I went to like alternative elementary school. So like, it wasn't just like, oh, this is my classmate. Like we've known each other since we were like 5. We were in classes together, like all through this whole time, very small community. And Also, I will say that if we can include a link for this, if you remind me to, but she is currently battling cancer and has a GoFundMe. So if we can include that in the show notes for anybody who can possibly, even if just like awareness of this was like an adrenal cancer that I'd never heard of, and she's incredibly young. But her dad would do these haunted houses, quote unquote, that he started doing. And he worked in construction. He is like the coolest guy. Like he was like the cool dad. Like to me, I'm like, he is the definition of not just like a grill dad. He's like, no, I raise you grill dad and I raise you haunted house dad. So he would like build this shit because he worked in construction and like transform their house and their outdoor area. And they lived at the I guess I won't say, but where they lived, it was like totally ripe like for that. And I would go over to her house like multiple times a week growing up as a kid. And at Halloween, I could not even figure out where I was. Like it was so totally different. And he would spend his own money to do this. And like parents would like, you know, pay at the door, like donate X amount, or there are other parents who would like volunteer their services or would like help out and give money. Cause like everyone was so into this. And so like trick-or-treaters, you would go and trick-or-treat at their door, and then you could also go through the whole haunted house. And we always wanted to be old enough to be in the haunted house because like he would have his kids do it, but like they would also want to trick-or-treat and do that kind of stuff. And I think it was when, I don't know if it was exact age, but I want to say I think it was like when we turned 11, we were allowed to like be in it or something, and like we could like graduate to different levels or whatever. And it was like we had to be like serious, you know, about it. And I don't remember if I did it when they were still doing it at their house, but it got to a point where they started renting out like a local community building in our town. Wow. And they built out this whole thing. It would be like weeks of preparation. There would be rehearsals. Like it would be like this whole fucking thing. And like I don't even know that I did it on the night of Halloween. Like it would be like the whole weekend leading up to it too. And it was just like so huge and massive and epic. And like, that's not just like my childhood brain, like making it way cooler than it was. Like, no, it was fucking sick. Like, I'm sure like the local news did like pieces on it, but I was so terrified of everything that the whole rule was like, you know, if someone wants to be in the haunted house and like, you know, they're like, Meghan's great at this. Like but Meghan is actually genuinely scared. She's great at scaring people. She's great at reacting. But like, you know, you can't scare her. And so that was like the honor code. And so when I would need to get to like my position in the haunted house, you would usually have to like walk through it all and like announce yourself and be like, hey, it's me. Like, don't do anything like that or whatever. But I was like so serious about it. Like the older boys would like have me do a piggyback ride, and I would close my eyes. They were like, Meghan's coming through, everybody. And everyone would like, they'll like turn the lights on. They'll wave to be like, she's not going to get scared. And then they put me in my spot. And if I had a bathroom break, someone would escort me out and like do all of that stuff. And so I never had to like be afraid whatsoever. But I'd be in this like crazy, gory, like bloody makeup and like scaring the shit out of people, all the while being like, when they would leave, I'd be like, oh, it's so dark in here. Like, I'm so scared. And I was like, how does this work? But it was so fun. And yeah, I think we did it until the age like you start going to like Halloween parties. I think I probably stopped in like towards the end of middle school or something like that. But it was so much fun. Like so fucking cool. And that's my my unpaid. And I should set about being like, yo, thank you for that experience of that, because I actually ended up doing things and auditioning for that and things that are horror related.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll try and find an article to show you. But
Please.
It was wild. And it's such small town shit though.
Yeah, there's a big street in my hometown, but not interested. Never did it.
No, our neighbors want to do that.
Y'all want to become the street?
Yeah, not me though. But like one of our other neighbors, she was like, we have the perfect fucking, if we can get, because she was even saying like, we don't even have to get everybody on our street in. Like if we get the neighbors we're closest to, we, like emotionally, we're also the physically closest to. And she's like, we could just do our 3 houses and like that we'd be sad. And I was like, I love that for you all. I'm way too fucking afraid.
Yeah, but if you're controlling it.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing. Like, if it's too good, again, I would have to close my eyes and do like the walkthrough and all of that. We have a good yard for that too, but I already have to deal with squirrels digging. I don't want the kids like, you know, messing up the garden.
Get off my lawn.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I enjoyed this episode.
Me too.
Lots of horror things happening. One coming out your butthole. Also,
facts.
I did post an alien throwing it back. And somebody was like, I know you're enjoying this. And I don't know who started these fucking rumors. I do not want a fucking alien. It's Ghost, not aliens.
You're the alien.
Yes.
You identify
That's
personally
what I said.
with an
These
alien.
are my people.
Yeah, but you're not trying to procreate within. You're trying to expand into other not just extraterrestrial. You're an extraterrestrial looking to expand into the other dimension of the ghost world.
Right.
Not the zombie, not the undead.
No. Not the aliens. It's just really, really grinds my gears.
It's fair.
All right. Well, have a great Friday. Join us on Monday for But Am I Wrong? Tuesday for See You Next Tuesday. And Wednesday. And Thursday for Don't Blame Me. And then we'll be back here on Friday.
I was like, what are we doing?
I do have an idea for something, though.
Oh, okay.
I think we should have a monthly playlist of music where everybody submits stuff on Patreon. And then we'll just make a playlist.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, visit you later.
Goodbye.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Lauro, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth. Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
I'm Brennan Storr.
I'm Paul Bestall.
We're the Ghost Story Guys.
And every 2 weeks, we explore first-person stories of encounters with the paranormal from all around the world.
Then we have some fun reacting to those stories. We like to say our goal is to scare the hell out of you, then make you laugh.
Belief in the paranormal is not required. All you need is a love of great storytelling and curiosity about the world around you.
Subscribe to the Ghost Story Guys now on your favorite podcatcher to hear episodes like High Strangeness in Chicago, The Mystery of Missing Time, and The Haunting of Vietnam, along with dozens of others.
We've talked about mythical bridges, doppelgangers, haunted seaside towns, and so much more.
Remember that story about the guy who was trapped inside a dream and something was hunting him? That was upsetting.
Yes it was.
Want us to help ruin your sleep? Come find the Ghost Story Guys on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else fine podcasts live, or at ghoststoryguys.com.